After learning about different types of creation myths from Unit 1 and 2, I've recognized these characteristics in the film Happy Feet. Happy Feet follows the story of emperor penguins in Antarctica, specifically a penguin named Mumble. In the Emperor Penguin Society, they find their soulmates or love connections through song, and the film starts off with two emperor penguins, Norma Jean and Memphis, who are well known in their community for having some of the best voices and are one of the best singers in their community. When a female penguin lays an egg, it becomes the male penguin's responsibility to carry the egg between their feet and travel through the harsh winter to keep the egg safe. They also characterize this by going to find the Great Light, which is kind of like the Aurora Borealis. While on this journey, Memphis is singing and their egg slips out from his feet into the cold winter. Yet he's able to quickly retrieve the egg and bring it back to the group, continuing on their journey. When all the eggs start hatching, Memphis's egg seems to not be hatching, as it is one of the very last, with no signs of movement until a special moment when Mumble finally hatches their son. A striking detail, though, is that Mumble comes out furiously tapping his feet and is unable to sing, which is a key part of the Emperor Penguin Society. Mumble reunites with his mother and begins to go to the Emperor Penguin's school for music, where it is further shown that he cannot sing. But Mumble's ability to dance continues to grow. The elder penguins of the community disapprove of Mumble's dancing and the fact that he cannot sing like the others. When the penguin school graduates and embark on a journey to catch fish together and sing without their parents, Mumble gets separated and ends up finding a different type of penguin society, where dancing is very important to their culture. Mumble makes new friends through this group and meets a love preacher named Lovelace. While Mumble is away, he finds strange objects and determines that these are what is causing the fish shortage around their homes, which is leading to starvation. Mumble embarks home and tells his community that he has found the answer to the food shortage. But the elders shun him and instead say that his inability to sing and the fact that he can only dance is the reason the Great Light is disapproving of them and punishing them by sending away the fish. And as a result, the elders exile Mumble. Mumble decides he and his new friends will find what the cause for the fish leaving is and what the strange objects are. Through a long journey facing many trials, Mumble discovers that humans are the cause of the fish shortage. But unfortunately, Mumble gets trapped in a zoo in North America. But when Mumble starts dancing for the people visiting, they realize that he is different and releases him from with a tracker on him. Mumble goes home and tells all the emperor penguins that he has found the cause for the food shortage and claims that they like to see them dance. So when the humans follow Mumble from his tracker and see the huge emperor penguin community dancing for them, they decide that fishing around their home must be stopped and the fish population comes back to normal, and Mumble is a hero for the penguin community. So I chose this myth because it reflects concepts that we have learned about traditions from gods from creation. We learned a lot about different types of myths in Unit 1 and 2, and I found that oral myths were a key component throughout the film Happy Feet. There are two types of myths that we have learned about so far, written and oral myths. Oral myths are spread by word and are often characterized by repetition and excess amount of specific details. For example, many names and family lineage. This is seen in the emperor community as the elders have passed down the tradition of singing, as they say that the Great Light approves of them when they sing correctly. And that is what will keep their food shortage or keep the fish population for their food plentiful. This is seen in the emperor community as a very key component of their society. They base their whole society on singing for this reason. When Mumble starts dancing to the elders, they end up saying that his dancing is disapproved of by the Great Light, and this causes a food shortage in the waters. The way that the elder penguin value the traditions passed down from their ancestors and Great Light show that their creation stories have been passed down orally and are very important to their society. When learning about creation, we have seen that there are certain characteristics that the gods deem are suitable for humans when they make them. Like in Popol Vuh, the gods had multiple trials until they had the right type of humans that would talk and praise them how they wanted. The fact that Mumble does not fit into what the Emperor Penguin's practices with the Great Light has deemed is right for them causes him to get exiled, and he is also blamed for the food shortage running out. Deviating from the traditions given to them by the gods and not fulfilling what the gods said in creation myths is also a part of what we have learned in Unit 1 and 2 with destruction myths. In Metamorphosis, the Bible, and Prose Edda, Ragnarok, we have seen that when humans did not listen to the gods expected of them, there were consequences, often ending in completely wiping out the humans so humans can be remade from the start again with better values. Since Mumble is not following what the Great Light has said that the Emperor Penguins needed to do by dancing instead of singing, the elders believe that he was the reason that they were running out of fish. In a destruction myth, this could become the beginning to the end to the Emperor Penguins if the Great Light did not approve of their actions. Another key part of destruction myths is that there is a new start at the end of them where the gods retry with the humans and hope for a better world and people that value what they say. When Mumble comes back and explains what the cause of the fish shortage is and explains that humans like when they dance, this shows the rebuilding of the Emperor Penguin Society after destruction. All throughout the film, it shows that their creation myths have been passed down orally and are reflected in their current communities. When Mumble travels and finds a different type of penguin community that has very different traditions compared to what Mumble knows, we learn that there are other penguin communities with different creation myths influencing their traditions in the present day. The separate penguin community that Mumble discovers finds love through the largest piles of rocks and through dance, which can be explained through their creation myths if they shed more light into the film. The fact that these two penguin communities were so close to each other but had such different traditions is a reflection on how different cultures can have different myths of creation that will reflect how their societies work day to day. Another example of oral myth in Happy Feet is a character called Lovelance, who is a key member of the separate penguin society that Mumble discovers. Lovelance's role is to share meaningful stories that he has learned about love and how this impacts the other penguins in the community, because finding love is a very important motif throughout the movie. He is a guiding factor for the penguins, and this is similar to speakers of oral myths in ancient times. Oral myths are passed down from speaker to audience, and Lovelance does this by including specific details and ideas to his fellow penguins in his community. Lovelance's role is vital to the other penguins' success in finding love, which is an important motif, as I said before. We have learned about speakers like Lovelance in our readings. For example, Snorri translated the myth of destruction of Ragnarok. But another characteristic is that oral myths get altered by the speaker, which Snorri did by altering the end after he had Christian influences from the West. When Lovelance speaks to his audience, not only does he share oral myths, but he also adds influence to what he believes the penguins should do. Overall, the traditions and practices shown through Happy Feet are an example of creation and destruction myths and how this later impact how societies function. Yet, I also think you can look at Happy Feet and see that story can become a creation myth for the later generation of penguins, that they may now value their society through dance more, since they deem Mumble as a hero because he was able to bring back the fish population. So yes, that was my discussion.